All right, you guys, welcome to the On Fire Empire team call. Today is January 22nd, and we have an amazing call ahead for you guys, but we want to run through a couple announcements first. Wow, I cannot talk tonight. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. All right. A lot of you guys are already hitting Success Club and freaking amazing. Shout out to these ladies who have hit Success Club 10. Shelby, Logan, myself, Ashley. Oh, it comes up Nelson in my office. Sometimes I change it. Sorry, Ashley. Sometimes I forget. Jordan and Ashley Ormson. Let's see. Why is it not letting me keep going? Hold on.
There's a little arrow thing down in the corner, or where you can like click to the next one.
Yeah, but it's okay. Sorry.
Right next to where you just clicked.
Yep. Yeah. All right. And then these amazing ladies have already hit Success Club 5 for the month. We've got Leslie Sullivan, Emma Stewart, Brian Vogt, Renee Sullivan, Heather Espinoza, Lindsay Backus, Sarah Copenhaver, Chelsea Seifkin, James Lambirth, Sarah Purvis, Ashley Vogt, Bridget Pygott, and Callahan Clinton. Way to go, you guys. And we've got several of you guys on the board that just need one or two more people to help this month to hit Success Club, earn the first reward, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, and help your first 3 people of the year. How awesome is that? All right, a couple announcements. If you guys were not able to attend a super weekend event, I want you to make sure you go in and you watch the video in the online office. You can watch everything that was shown at Super Weekend. I'm going to run through just a couple of things that they talked about. The Success Club trip in 2020 was announced, and we are going to Punta Cana, and I am so excited. I missed this one because I was pregnant with Knox, but it is a resort, so there are 2 different waves, and those of us who have already registered have registered for the Sunset wave, which is the second wave. Registration is going to open on January 24th, and you have to be on the opt-in list to even be considered to get an invitation. So go to successclubtrip.com/2020. Make sure you get on that list, and the way they invite people off the list is by how many Success Club points you had in 2018. All right, now there is a way for 2019 coaches to earn an invitation to that trip. Now they are going to set back 100 rooms for the top 100 Success Club earners who signed up as a coach in 2019. 50 of them will go in the sunrise wave and 50 will go in the sunset. So that's really, really exciting for those of you who have signed up this month. For those of you guys who are bringing people on this month, next month, March, they are going to have the opportunity to get those rooms that are set back and reserved. You can earn trip dollars. Our trips can be completely paid for. I'm not going to go into detail on that, but the way you earn trip dollars is by earning Success Club. You can go to either one of those FAQs to get all the details about it. All right, here are the 2019 Success Club rewards. So they started something different last July where they rewarded 1, 3, and 6 month rewards instead of smaller ones each month. They kind of made them a little bit bigger, a little bit more enticing. So if you earn Success Club 1 month in 2019, so those of you who have earned it in January or are going to earn it in January, we're going to get a Team Beachbody tank or t-shirt. Whenever you earn it any 3 months in the year, it does not have to be consecutively, but when you earn it any 3 months in the year, you're going to get a Beachbody Opoly game, which that's kind of fun, right? I don't know if you guys have family game nights. I don't know. Could add that in the rotation. Any 6 months in the year, again, does not have to be consecutively. You're going to get a Beachbody backpack, which I love my backpacks I've gotten from Beachbody, and I'm super excited for a new one, which will come just in time to take to Summit. if you guys are earning it every single month. 9 months, you're going to get a sweatshirt. And if you hit Success Club every single month this year, if you are helping 3 people every single month, you're going to get a really, really cool luggage rolling bag. So those are some things to keep in the back of your mind as you're helping people, and we get to have some fun rewards along the way. All right, I want to touch on Summit this summer. It is back in Indianapolis. The dates are July 11th through July 14th. I had somebody asking me today, like, when they get in and when they get out. Opening ceremonies are the evening of the 11th. Closing ceremonies are Saturday evening. We usually get up and leave pretty early Sunday. There is a Summit ticket special this month. It's only $155, and you have to get it, like it says, the sale ends on midnight Pacific on January 31st. So if you guys have not gotten your Summit ticket, I encourage you guys to take advantage of the special and take that leap of faith. Go with us, you guys. Summit is an incredible, incredible experience, getting to be surrounded by like-minded people, getting to be in person with all these people that you see on the screen is so much fun, and it's so empowering. Rachel Hollis is going to be one of our keynote speakers, and it's just going to be a ton of fun. So if you've been on the fence, take the leap, get it on special this month, and also know that you have the opportunity to do a live morning Meltdown 100 workout, which was the brand new workout that was announced at Super Weekend. Jericho is the one that is doing that one. If you have somebody buy a Summit ticket this month and they say you referred them, then you get to do the live workout. So make sure your coaches are coming with you, all right? So between January 1st, January 31st, if one person purchases a Summit ticket and you referred them, you get to go to that workout. All right, I'm going to toss it over to Logan to chat about Team Cup.
Okay, the month of February is going to be what is called Team Cup month. You're going to hear about this all over the team page, so I just want to kind of clear up what exactly it is for those of you who have maybe never been part of Team Cup. But basically, what it is in the month of February, we will be teaming up in teams of 5 people, and you all work together in teams of 5 to change lives and earn Success Club. Those of you who are brand new on the call, if you don't even know what Success Club is, basically what that means is you are helping 3 new people get set up with some of our like incredible products. So whether it is a challenge pack, which includes like Beachbody On Demand and like a month of Shakeology, which is probably what most of you signed up with, or Beachbody On Demand bundled with our Energize and Recover performance line. If you sell 1 challenge pack to someone, you earn 2 points. You also earn 2 points if you sell a bag of Shakeology on auto ship to somebody, and you can earn 2 points if you set someone up with a performance line Energize and Recover stack that is also on auto ship. So if you set, if you grab like your mom and your best friend and your cousin and you say, hey, I'm doing this like workout thing and I'm feeling really good, and you grab all 3 of them and set them up with exactly what you got started with, probably Transform 20, and y'all do it together, then that is going to give you enough points to earn Success Club. And the sales on those orders are going to earn you enough income to cover the cost of your own products as well. So in the month of February, we are going to be teamed up in teams of 5. And we are all going to work together to earn Success Club. There are different tiered prizes based on how many, like if you hit Success Club individually, if everybody in your team hits Success Club 5, you move up to like the next tier. If everybody in your team earns Success Club 10, meaning you're helping 5 people because it's 2 points like per person, then you all move up to like the next tiered prize. And then there's like bigger and fancier prizes as you move into like the top cup team earners. Most of those people come from Canada. I don't know what they do up in Canada to win Team Cup every year, but holy moly, they blow us out of the water in the United States. So the exciting thing about Team Cup is like coaches who are engaged and on a team for Team Cup. Can you go back to the previous slide really quick? Sorry. Earn an average of 18 times more than coaches who didn't participate in Team Cup. And in order to earn the Success Club prizes, you have to be on a Team Cup team. Correct, Haley? So even if you hit Success Club next month, if you're not on a team, like you have to be on a team in order to earn the prizes. Again, there can be 5 members on a team. They do have limits. So like there can't be 5 diamonds or 5-star diamonds on one team. You can either have 1 star diamond and 1 diamond, and then 3 can be like coaches, rubies, emeralds. Or you can have 2 lifetime diamonds, and it's your lifetime rank. So if you've ever achieved diamond or if you've ever achieved star diamond rank, then that's like what you go to. So you can't have more than 2 diamonds or more than 1 star diamond and more than 1 diamond on a team, just to try and keep it fair.
Yeah. And not every team, you don't have to have any diamonds on a team. Like it can be
Correct.
all new coaches or coaches that are emerald ready to push for diamonds. So don't feel like you have to have.
Okay. So we work together, obviously trying to change lives and earn Success Club, and you earn points towards Team Cup by earning Success Club. So every 1 Success Club point counts as 1 Team Cup point. You can also earn points by rank advancing. So say you are just a new baby coach. If you go Emerald next month during Team Cup, which means that you sign 2 coaches underneath you, 1 on each of your sides, then you are going to rank advance to Emerald, and your team is going to earn 3 points for that rank advancement. Say I have a coach who rank advances to Emerald during the Cup month. They are going to earn 3 points for their rank advancement, and I am going to earn 3 points for their rank advancement. So you earn points based on your own advancement and on your personally sponsored coaches advancing as well. And what was the one for registering for Summit?
If everyone's registered for Summit by February 28th, you get 2 cup points per person.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
2 per person?
Yes, 2 per person, 10 limit per team.
Okay.
And this is because of the Morning Meltdown 100 pilot test group opportunity that we're going to talk more about later, but you have to be registered for Summit to be considered for that and earning Success Club points. So they're trying to tie it all together, I think. But that is it. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
So the big thing, guys, for Team Cup is, like, if you are at all interested in learning how to build this business or kind of taking your business to the next level, being on a Team Cup team should really be a non-negotiable for you. I don't want you to be nervous if you're new and don't even really know anybody on the team yet. Like, reach out to your coach or one of us that are your upline, and say, hey, I want to be involved. I want to be on a team. And even though, back during my very first Team Cup, like, Haley wasn't my coach yet. Like, we had a coach in between us, and she reached out and invited me to be on her team. And holy moly, like, I didn't even think she knew who I was, to be honest. And I felt like I got picked first for the kickball team. And in that month, I had one personally sponsored coach who was like starting to get a good transformation in our group. I didn't have any like actively building coaches at this point. I had my husband who was an Emerald coach, but I didn't have, so I was technically still Emerald. I didn't have any, builders yet. And Haley reached out and asked if I'd be on her team. I reached out to my one girl who I could kind of see some potential in and asked her to be on our team as well. And that month in February was the catalyst that just like sparked our business. And so it was that month that she went Emerald, I advanced to Diamond, and everything just kind of took off from there. So if you are someone who has, a handful of coaches underneath you, like, I really encourage you to look at the girls that are on your team that are maybe ready to start sharing, and get them involved and get them on your cup team. Because it was my catalyst. I know that it was the same way for a bunch of other people. I will be, reach out to your coach. We will be, and let them know if you're interested in being on a team, and we'll make sure that everyone gets plugged in on teams, and all of our numbers are even. Like, we don't have a team that's like trying to form full of diamonds or something like that. And we'll make sure that everybody is going to be plugged in and on a team. My only request is that if you join a team, I need you to put both feet in on this. And that means really like following the activities that we're going to teach you on the tracker, the daily activities, like reaching out your hand to your family and loved ones and bringing them on board with you. Because it's hard to be that person that like joins a team, but then doesn't do anything. And you don't want to be that person that feels like you're like dragging everybody down. So if you are ready, like mentally, to take that leap and do this, then like we are ready to just run with you guys. And it's going to be a really fun month because we just all get to work together. So.
Awesome. All right. You ready? Ashlee, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
So, Miss Ashlee, she is my great grandbaby coach, I believe. Several levels down, which is just like so exciting to see, your coaches that are several generations down, like rising up as leaders. And so Ashlee joined Beachbody as a coach. I had to go like look in the office, but you joined as a coach on December 4th of 2017. She is a mama of 2 and married, originally from Montana, now living in Tri-Cities, a social worker, but honestly, whose dream job has to always be a stay-at-home mama. And she joined as a coach in December. Was it January or February that you actually kind of started working the business?
I tried a little bit in January. I kind of just felt it out and put my like coming out post in December, and no one came. And I was like, well, I don't know if I should keep trying, because I figured that's what happens. You throw out your post and everyone comes running to you, and that is not how it works. So finally, I kind of talked myself into it more in January and started sharing more consistently. But February is where I really was like, nope, I need to continue to pursue this because there's way more potential than I even realized.
Awesome. So was February the first month that you hit Success Club?
Yeah, I hit Success Club 4 in January. And then the rest of last year I hit Success Club.
Awesome. So you should be an all-star next month then.
Yes, I'm so excited. I've been counting down the days.
So Ashlee went Diamond on July 26th, you guys. And then she advanced straight up to 2-star Diamond. She skipped 1-star, went straight to 2-star on January 17th. So all of this to happen, like basically within her first year of coaching, is just like incredible. So that was why we wanted to get her on here to talk to all of you guys, because sometimes I feel like when you hear me and Haley or some of the other leaders talk, and it's like, you can kind of nod your head and be like, okay, that's great, but you've been around for like 3 years. Like you signed up back when there was DVDs, and that's kind of like old news now, right? Well, that's why we want to get you a leader in front of you who is like having incredible success within her first year. So Ashlee, tell us a little bit more like about you and your family and kind of where you were at before Beachbody.
Okay, so like you said, I'm from Montana. We moved here about 4 years ago. And it was like a super hard transition for me because I have a huge family in Montana. My little girl was our pride and joy. She was like the only grandbaby, so it was kind of hard to move here. And I had just graduated college. I was super excited to start my social work degree, and I could not get a job. I applied, sounds probably crazy, but 60 jobs before I finally got hired because I didn't have a master's degree. I was applying all over Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, Sunnyside, all over the place. And it was just super, super discouraging. And fast forward even a little bit before that, my daughter, I had her when I was 17 years old, 18, 4 days after my 18th birthday. And I was a single mom before I met my husband. And I was in a terrible, extremely toxic relationship to where I just kind of had no self-confidence, no self-worth. And I really didn't believe like I deserved any better. So I really didn't try very hard for anything. And because I didn't feel like I deserved it. And when I finally met my husband, he helped a little bit with boost my confidence, but it really wasn't until I found like this community before I even started coaching that I was like, oh my gosh, okay, this is just so amazing to see all these women who are so like empowered and they're nice. Like this sounds so terrible, but the group of girls I went to high school with, they weren't always the sweetest girls. And so finally I had my son 3 months before I had signed up as a coach. I was 3 months postpartum. I had gained way more weight than I thought. I looked fine pregnant. And then he came out and I was like, whoa, I cannot believe this weight's not coming off. And I just knew like there needed to be a change. I wasn't feeling good about myself. I was dreading going back to work. I was working an 8-to-5 job as a social worker, one that I was not getting any kind of passion out of like I thought I was going to. And it was just the weirdest feeling. I swear I'm not like hippy dippy, but something about this just totally drew me in. And it was something that was totally out of my comfort zone. Like you guys, I would totally make up every excuse in the book to try to get out of presentations in college because I hated public speaking. Or even Chelsea, I used to work with her and I used to tell her, I'm sorry, Chelsea, but I cannot do a presentation. You have to do it for me, because I would have like this physical reaction to where I could not speak. So it's just so crazy to see how far I've come. But honestly, I just knew that there was something about this and God was pulling me into this direction because I was longing for something more for me and my family, especially to be able to stay home with my kids. So that's kind of where I was at before.
I love it. I can totally relate to that feeling, that tug, that like nudge from God of just like following that feeling of wanting more for your family and then realizing that you're worthy and like deserving of that, which is really huge. So you've had a couple shifts like in your business. So I want you to kind of walk us through first, what made you kind of shift from kind of doing this for the discount into actually like sharing and like bringing in other people? And then what was the other shift where you kind of went from like hitting Success Club 6, you know, adding customers, to you had a big shift into hitting higher Success Club numbers, building your husband, building up your team. Talk us through kind of how those shifts occurred, like from discount to like dabbling to really building a business.
So when I very first started, I told everybody I was doing it for the discount, because that way, if I didn't succeed at it, I can just say I was doing it for the discount. I didn't want to put myself out there. But honestly, when I signed up, I did it with the intention to make income. Like that's what I wanted out of it. I just didn't want to admit that because I felt like it kind of sounded like selfish and rude at first. But now it's like I completely own up to it because it's incredible and more people need to know about this. And so once I kind of got a little bit more comfortable, I was hitting SC. But everybody kind of just told me like, you know, your goal is SC. And so I'd go and I'd try to hit SC6 every month. If I hit it, I kind of stopped and I'd coast. And if I had potential people, I would purposely drag it out to the next month so that I get the SC point in the next month. And I did this for like 6 months. I remember there was one time somebody signed up on the 31st and I was like, no. And that's when all of a sudden I was like, this is not okay. Like, you want this to make money. You want this to be able to like eventually be a leader for a team. So you need to make sure you're pushing all month long and you're not coasting. And so when I kind of decided I wanted to like really run with it, I set my goal to be SC10 every month and to build my husband's account. And once I made that mind shift, I guess that's really all it was. I worked a little bit harder. I posted a little bit more. But the only thing that really, really changed was the fact that I really believed that I could hit SC10. Before, I was like, oh, SC6 will do. I'm getting, I'm qualifying for Success Club. I'll just stop there. So really, when I decided that I had more potential to grow a bigger business than what I was actually doing, that's when I decided to pick it up a notch. And that was probably in October where it finally registered with me.
I love that. And I said in the chat, like, I can totally relate to that. Like, yeah, I started for the discount, but like in the back of my mind, it was always like, but could this like really be like the thing that like gives me purpose and I can bring in an income for my family? So I totally get that. And putting people off until the next month, absolutely been there. And it's
oh my gosh.
crazy.
I was like, am I the only person doing this? This is ridiculous.
No. Again, there's other people like Ashlee Ormson. You can't do that anymore, Ashlee, wherever you are on here.
And it was one of those things where I would like wake up on the first of every month and look at my coach office and like, I just wasn't looking forward to it because I'm like, oh great, now I have to go find 3 more people. And if you're thinking of it in those terms, like you need to change things because that's not okay. And it's not going to last.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes a lot of personal development, mindset shift. Like Logan said, going from that scarcity mindset to where, there's so many people that need our help. And I know like you, like when you make that shift, you start getting the opportunity to help so many more people instead of limiting yourself to those 3 people a month. So I want to know what your typical day looks like. Like, I know you're still working 1 day a week. Yes?
Yeah, barely.
Barely. No, that's okay. And when did that change? Recently, right?
So I was working, oh, sorry, my daughter's like pounding on the door. I was working full-time from when I started as a coach until September is when I quit and stayed home.
Okay. So I kind of want to know what your day looked like when you were working full-time, and then what it looks like now, like what that shift looks like. Was that more time? Was it more intentional time? Do you have like I get all these things done every day, like, a checklist?
I need to be way better about this. It's so funny because people will adapt to what they have to. And that's kind of what I've learned. When I quit my job, I thought I'd have all this extra time because I'm being a stay-at-home mom. And I was so guilty of being that girl who was like, if I was at home, I could do X, Y, and Z. And now that I'm here, I'm like, I have all this extra time, but I'm not being intentional with it like I was at work. So I probably get just as much done while I'm at home full-time as I did working. And that's probably sounds terrible. But it's also like, that's why I want to be at home and do this, is because I want to make sure that I'm using my time and working the business when my kids aren't awake all the time. Like I want to have that time with them. So I'm terrible at mornings most of the time because Brantley's a terrible sleeper still. But I do get up at 5 to read personal development and try to work out right away. And 20 minutes is easy to get that out of the way compared to 80-day obsession. And then usually during nap time is when if I'm having like a hard time coming up with posts, I'll sit down and I'll draft up different ideas in like my notepad section. Just anything that comes to me, especially after I read personal development, I'll jot those down because that's several different ideas I can use for posting. And then I'll set up a draft, like save it in my drafts in my Instagram. And then usually I'm guilty. I don't invite every day. I probably invite 3 days a week. But when I do, I either set a timer and bust it out for 10 minutes or I get to like 25 invites. That's usually how I do it. But I do feel like I need to be more consistent about that because I finally am growing a little bit of a following, and I was running into the issue of like the same people were liking and commenting on my stuff. So I was kind of like running out of people. But that's usually what my typical day looks like. I'm not going to lie. Since I've been pushing for 2-star, I've been like working way more than I need to because I'm not managing my time right. And I do invest a lot of time in my coaches. I do talk to most of my coaches almost every single day, and I need to learn, which I think that's also why a lot of them are doing so well. And I love it. I'm like obsessed with all these different things, especially after growing to 2-star. But I need to definitely manage my time better. Otherwise, it's like, oh my gosh, half the time I'm like, what did I do all day? Because I'm answering messages all the time instead of setting a timer, answering messages for like 1 or 2 hours throughout the day and then leaving them alone.
Yeah. I feel like, that's a common, like just a hard thing to like get a handle on. And like once you figure it out, something changes, whether your kid's home from preschool or it's summer or whatever it is. And like, you got to figure it out all over again. And one thing that I've learned, just to like reassure you, that there are always like seasons of push with this business where you are going to spend a little bit more time on your phone or computer, a little bit more hustle to hit certain goals, whether that's income or rank or whatever it is. And then it goes back to what your normal is. As long as you go back to like that baseline and you don't like just like hide away and quit, I think it's healthy to have those push seasons and know it's just
No, for sure. And it was all like, I was totally happy with doing it, but I was just neglecting my family a little bit. Yeah. And I know if I would have set the time aside, the things that I was doing, they would have only taken me 2 to 3 hours to do. Sure. And I know that, and I'm aware of that. That's just something that I need to fix and work on. Yeah, but like I said, I need to get better with inviting, but I do try to invite at least 3 times a week. And I do try to send, I don't know, either set a timer for 10 minutes or like do a goal of 25 invites when I'm sitting down.
Yeah.
And then follow-ups, I usually, if I have anybody who has, I've sent a link to and they haven't purchased something, or I've been talking on and off with them and they ghost me or whatever, but I know they were excited, I usually try to follow up with them within like 3 days of that conversation.
Awesome. Logan, you want to ask her the next one?
Okay. Yeah. I had one question come in on the fly. What's one thing that you do every day to be consistent in hitting Success Club, and one thing you do to help keep your coaches stay motivated to hit Success Club?
Honestly, for me, I make sure I post almost every single day. Before, I had a really hard time with that because I've always been someone who cares a lot about what people think about me and like what my image was. So I was really embarrassed to be posting on social media when I very first started. But now it's like vital. And ever since we were in that one group with you, Logan, there was like 25 of us. That is when I decided that I need to post every single day. If not, I post almost every day now, especially in my Instagram stories. I always have something with working out, family, products. There's always something in Instagram stories, but I always make sure I have at least one personal post a day. And I feel like that's really what gets me to Success Club most months, other than inviting. If I were to pick one thing, that's what it'd be. And then I also make sure like I'm posting, once I sat down and figured out what target area I was trying to, like I'm more so going for moms, especially moms who I hear they want to stay home with their kids, but they have to go to work. Like I'm like on them. Or the moms who are stay-at-home moms and they are kind of just like longing for more, or they're lonely, or they need a different positive outlet. So that's kind of my target area right now. And once I kind of sat down and wrote down like a brand, so to speak, I feel like I've gotten way more people messaging me because I'm talking about if they don't, I don't know, with health and fitness. Yeah, I get a lot of responses from my progress pictures, but I feel like having other things like me being a mom and talking about, how I long to be a mom, or how, like yesterday I had a post about a stay-at-home mom, and yesterday I had a post about how like I spent 4 years in college and I didn't even want to do that career path, or once I got into it, it wasn't what I expected. So when I really zone in on other things like that, I get way more interest because you're really selling yourself. It's not even the health and fitness aspect. I mean, to a point it is, but I feel like people are more so drawn to you.
Absolutely. It totally goes along with that quote where it says something like, when you're speaking to everyone, you're actually speaking to no one.
Mm-hmm.
And when you can narrow in like who your, you know, your avatar, like who your person is that you're really trying to reach, like anything that you post, the words that you're going to use are going to like punch that person in the gut, and they're going to think like, oh my gosh, like she feels the same way that I feel, but I've just never talked about it out loud, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when people can relate to you, that's when they start to trust you. And once that trust builds, then, you know, it just inspires them that they can do it too. So one of the biggest like themes that I've kind of see come out in the past with you in the past few months is this change in your belief.
Oh, huge.
Like
100%.
That you can be successful with this. And I've had like, I have to tell people the same thing. Like, it was a huge shift for me when, like, I literally, like, before I even really had a desk, before I had anything, like, up on my desk, like, there's, like, some bulletin board stuff, but I literally just had this one pink sticky note that was, like, on the wall in front of my computer, and it just says, push the believe button. Like, believe that you can do this and believe that you can be successful with this, because if you don't believe, like, it's not going to go anywhere. Like, you have to believe to your core that you are worthy of this and can be successful with this. And then the sky is like the freaking limit. Like, there's no stopping you if you believe. So
totally true.
Kind of about how your belief has evolved the last like few months. And if you have any like specific personal development that really kind of helped with that or anything like that.
Well, honestly, I don't know what it was. I think I knew I could do this, but I just wasn't doing the behaviors and the things that were going to drive me forward. And I still was a little bit nervous about like what people were going to think, and also like just failure. I've always been like a perfectionist. And so setting goals that I might not hit freaked me out. I made a post about this too, self-handicapping. I used to do that all the time. If there was something that I didn't think I could achieve, I just would not try. And I did that for years until I started coaching. And so kind of once I pushed past that barrier, and you guys are going to think I'm so corny, but I seriously think I could be a 15-star diamond. I 100% believe it. And I think that's why I've gotten so far the past couple months. And I did that on my training with my girls the other day too. I did a drive to diamond call with my girls. And that was the first thing I told them. Like, first of all, you need to zone in on your why. Why did you decide you wanted to be a coach the second you signed up? Write that down. And then the second I asked them, do you guys believe you can hit diamond in 30 days? Yes or no? Because if you don't believe it, it's not going to happen. And do you believe you can be successful in this business? Yes or no? Because if you don't believe it, it's not going to happen. You really, really, truly need to believe in yourself. And then, like you said, the sky's the limit. Let's see if there's... But with my personal development, I'm not going to lie with this either. I kind of jump around more than I should. I don't just sit down and finish a book, especially if like the kids are crazy and I know I need to get it in. I listen to something. But I will say personal development has been huge for me because I never did any form of any of that before. And honestly, this is probably just like corny because everybody says this, but Girl Wash Your Space did help me a lot. Huge. And I know everybody's saying it, but that truly, it was my first personal development book. And it was one of those books where I just felt like I could do this. And I got all that self-belief. And so that was probably, honestly to this day, is probably the book that I can go back and like reference things from. And those are always good posts too on Instagram.
For sure. And so excited for her new book to come out in March or February. When is that? But, all right. So I touched on it a little bit, but I want to know what your big 2019 goals are. Like your makes me want to puke goals, what you and your team are shooting for. Well,
I hands down believe we can be elite. So I wouldn't even say like that's my puke goal because I believe that. And in my downline, I have like I don't know, I think I have like 12 active coaches who I 100% believe between, I think, well, and 200 James's account, I 100% believe they can be amazing at this. So probably 10-star. Like, I do believe it though. Like, they just need to believe it because it's just insane the potential that they have. And I actually made them on our call, like, actively write down the 8 people that they could fill their diamond diagram, because it's like when you see it on paper, it's that much easier. And then I made them do a list of 25 on the side. If these people say no and they're not ready, you can go and check with these other 25 people, but you always need to be thinking about that because, I mean, diamond, I don't want to discredit it because it took me a while to get to diamond too, and it was really frustrating. But anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. It all goes back to the belief in yourself and doing the things to make sure that you're, growing.
I love it. And I have no doubt that you guys are going to end the year 10-star. Shoot. What are you going to be at Summit?
I said 5-star at Summit.
Yeah. Okay. Are we locking in Elite at Summit?
I'm sure hoping so. I think we can. I really do.
Yeah. So I think, like, sitting here talking to you and just watching you over the last year, and especially in the last couple of months, like Logan said, like, watching that belief change and just watching you, like, evolve as a leader, and hearing you talk tonight, there is just such a confidence about you. And I know that may have been something that you didn't think you had in the beginning, but oh my gosh, girl, like, will you sign me up? Can I be, like, one of your coaches? Because, like, you, like, and like, you know how our job is to believe in somebody else before they can believe in them, right? And you've totally got that down. And what I also love is that something that I'm trying to work harder on is, what even is the word? Like, I love how you talked about getting your girls on a call and telling them, hey, you guys can do this, and here's what you need to do. Instead of being like, you guys, if you want to do it, awesome. But in the back of your mind being like, I really want to be a superstar team. But then being like, I mean, if you want, I love that you're taking this passion and friendship and, this coach mentorship, but also bringing in, like, hey, if this is what you say you want to do, this is what you got to do. And, like, I feel like you have a really, really great balance of that. And so I don't ever want you to lose sight of that, because it can kind of get, it can be easy to be like, oh, wait, baby, we just need to be friends and I just need to be nicer and whatever. But I just love the belief that you are instilling in your team and instilling in the rest of us, because, like, what is the quote? Like, all tides rise ships or something, all high tides rise ships, whatever it is. Like, your success, your team's success, the success that our team saw last year, like, everybody is inspired by that. And so I thank you for, just taking that role and taking your girls and, like, just running with it. And, like, I'm so freaking excited to watch you guys this next year and, like, try to keep up. But
well, I've been trying to catch you guys, so.
Oh my gosh, I'm about
one thing I will say in the past couple months. That's one thing you totally, exactly what has been happening the past couple months is I was that person to where I was like, okay, well, you can do the discount coach, you can be a hobby coach. Like, I laid the options out there for them. And it's like, no, if you're coming to me telling me that you want to coach, I need to get out of my comfort zone and I need to show you what you need to do to be successful. Like, you're not telling me you want to be a hobby coach. You're telling me you want to coach. So I need to make sure that I am making sure that I'm setting you up for success. And once I figured that out, and I think a lot of my girls after obviously I can sense when some of them aren't ready, and I feel like I have a good relationship with them to where if they want to pull back, like, they will. But I'm not doing anybody any favors by tiptoeing around it and not giving them the skills and tools that they deserve and they need to be successful. So that, I feel like, has been huge for me the past couple months. And it was really I've always had a few girls who have been, doing really well, but I think it was me being a lack of a leader to where they weren't pushing, because I was barely hitting Success Club 6. So they're not going to probably hit Success Club 6. And I was telling them they can be hobby coaches, so they're not going to push and try to be a diamond coach. So I had to make those changes in myself. And that's another thing too with you guys. I was in an accountability group, and I had probably 40 girls under me, and no one was posting at all. And it was in like an overall bigger accountability group with like Renee and all of them. And so I was just thinking about it. I'm like, this is something that, I mean, this is not okay. I need to make a change because obviously they're not comfortable. And so that was the very first step of me like getting out of my comfort zone. And I started my own group. And as soon as that happened and I took the initiative because it wasn't working, things went way, way, way better. And then I did the same thing as a coach. It's like, okay, well, I need to step it up a notch here. I need to start doing my own trainings because my girls, a lot of them aren't hopping on the bigger calls. And I totally understand like Montana, different time zone, all of that kind of stuff. But they also want to see you. They want to hear from you. So I need to make sure that I'm doing different trainings so that they're getting what they need out of it. So I think once I kind of got that mindset, it's been way, way easier, even for my girls to want to more so run with me than just kind of dabble in it like I was doing before.
I feel like you are so like honed in on your vision too and what you want to create with this. And you're so brave about just openly communicating that to your girls. So they know where your bus is going, you know, like they know what you want out of this. They know where your team is going, and it inspires the belief in them that, gosh, like maybe if Ashlee can do it, like maybe I can do it too. And it's just that momentum that carries you through.
And another thing that I did start doing that I was a little bit nervous about, but I'm glad I did, is we've started kind of posting openly about coaching more in our challenge group. Whereas before I just kind of throw in the link for the coaching sneak peek. And like on Sunday when we did that call, I just opened it up for any discount coaches if they wanted more information and wanted to hop on. And I had 4 discount coaches hop on that call. So it's like, why am I not doing this more often? At the beginning, I don't usually put my discount coaches into like the coaching groups. But once I see that they might have a little bit more interest and like I'm posting more in our group about it, that has actually like sprung a lot of people's interest, is just posting in the group about coaching more. And that's another thing. Before I was not posting about coaching. I was posting about the workouts and this and that. And once I started posting about coaching more, like that's where I don't get a lot of feedback on it. Honestly, like my likes and my comments are way lower, but I'll always get like that message from somebody asking me about it.
Exactly. Like it's that mentality of like, you get what you talk about. So if you don't have any like coaches that are working with you yet, you know, take a step back. Are you talking about coaching? Like, do people even know that this is an opportunity for people to join you on? Because if you're not talking about it, people don't know that there's anything to join.
That's
do any of you guys have any
sorry.
questions that you want to throw into the chat for her really quick? And Ashlee, you can give us any last things that you are thinking of while they're throwing
I have notes. Let me
chat.
see. Yeah, I mentioned just, believing in yourself, staying true to why you started. One of my big reasons is, we love Tri-Cities, but my husband is here for work and we're here for the income in Tri-Cities, but I would love to be able to make enough income for us to be able to move back to Montana or back to Oregon. Like, I would love that so much for him. And this is the opportunity for me to be able to do that, because as a social worker, 40 grand is not going to cut it. And so it's just amazing. If you really believe in those things and you set your goals high, I believe you can accomplish it as long as you're doing the things to move your business forward. And then another thing I do want to share with you guys, at Summit last year, I remember there was a lady and she told us to tell the person next to us 5 reasons somebody would want you as a coach. And I remember I just like froze and I did not know what to say. And it kind of like hit me hard, because I'm like, why would somebody want me as a coach? And so I challenge you guys to write those 5 things down. What makes you an asset to them? Because you really need to believe what you have to offer to them, because otherwise you're going to kind of just like not believe in yourself. So I always make sure I have those 5 things and how I can help those people as a coach, because there are a lot of people coaching. If you're like looking through your Instagram, and it can kind of get overwhelming. I try not to do that, but it's like, I have these 5 qualities I'm loyal. I will spend as much time needed with you to be successful. I'm relatable. I'm fun. There's all these different, and I'm a product of the product. There's all of these things, the qualities that I have that can help you. So I think making sure that you know yourself, why you can, help someone and why you're the best option for them is huge.
Okay, I have a question. So you talked about how you started your own challenge group and that you're doing your own trainings and stuff. I know you have your own calls. How are you primarily communicating with your coaches, meeting with your coaches? You said you're spending a lot of time with them and it's kind of taking a lot of your time. Are you doing that in a message thread? Are you doing that through text message, as a group, individually? Can you talk about that a little bit?
That's hands down what's taking most of my time right now is my coaches. But I mean, it makes me so happy because it's so exciting and I could talk to them forever. So I do have a thread with all of my coaches that I post stuff in, but there are quite a few that just message me individually to talk about their own separate goals or whatever. There's probably 3 or 4 that I talk to every day just through text messages or voice messages. And then I just set up one-on-one calls with my new coaches, or I'm trying to do them monthly with everybody because I'd really like them to tell me what their goal is for the month. So I just started doing one-on-ones with people who are willing to do it. But it is taking up way more time than I don't know. I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it kind of has been I know that I should be pouring into other aspects too, more inviting or more this or more that, but that's also probably a reason why so many of them are doing well right now.
Are you helping them a lot with conversations?
A lot of them do message me objections or whatever, and I can help them with that. But a lot of it's just goal setting and just talking about the excitement of it. That is really what a lot of our conversations are. It's not even really, I mean, that's honestly what a lot of it is. It's probably kind of silly, and I also think that's why they have been pushing so much harder, and I have more coaches that are hitting SC is just because I'm always, encouraging them, talking to them about it. And then a lot of them are messaging me, telling me after you messaged and said in the OFE leader thread or whatever, your SC goal, I did post that on our thread too, just to see. And I think that kind of created a lot of excitement too, just because I'm you're putting it all out there. And I think that has helped some of them hit SC too.
Well, it's obviously working. So, sorry, one last question about that. Do you have a personally sponsored coach page?
I don't. No. I just recently started doing the thread because before I really wasn't getting very much engagement. But honestly, the past month or 2, it's been a lot better. But I don't have a page. I probably should get one.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Ashley, what are you doing to get your coaches started? Sorry, I know we're almost done, but do you have a specific process for it, or is it just kind of depending on how they come in?
I don't have a specific process. Right now I do try to do one-on-ones with them if they are just signing up. Oh, yes, he is. Hold on one second. Sorry.
Mom life.
We could just keep her on here and pick her brain forever.
I know, right?
Sorry, what was the question again?
I was just wondering what you do when you're getting your new coaches started. They all, and I know there's some that don't, but they all seem to pretty much get in and start taking action, start, getting on the board or hitting Success Club. Are you doing one-on-ones? Are you sending them a welcome email? Do you have a process that's working?
With whoever's willing to do one-on-ones, I do that. And then honestly, it's just a lot of voice messaging, just letting them know I need to do an overall training video, so it's not taking as much of my time. And that's kind of what my next goal is, to just do something like this with the share give and just let them know how to get started and walk them through ShareCart. So that's kind of my next project, because it would give me so much more time. Because honestly, a lot of it is just messaging them, telling each one individually what they should do to get started, and let them know I'm here if they need any help. But yeah, I need a better system for that. That's for sure.
Something that Haley and I are toying with for trying for this year, instead of doing like a get started right, because we've done like individual getting started right calls, we've done group like getting started right calls, and we're thinking about doing like a pre-recorded type of like a 30-minute or whatever, as short as we can keep it, and then just having it pinned like at the top of our team page, so that way whenever someone new comes in, we can just tag them like in the video with like a little checklist sort of thing to get started right away. And so that's something
I think that would be super helpful, because a lot of the time I feel like I either have to hop on a one-on-one with them, but I don't really get everything I need because I'm not as organized as I should be, especially if like the get started right call is like, 2 or 3 weeks away. So I think having something that they can all just go to and watch on their own time, because that's another thing. I mean, I have a lot of girls that work nights, and so it is hard to get everybody to hop on. So I think that would be a really good idea, just to have something for them to watch on their own time.
And something that got brought to my attention this week, actually, from one of my new coaches, she was like, hey, I'm ready to sign somebody up. And I was like, perfect. Like I will show you how to use Share Card. I'm, picking up the kids right now or whatever. Literally 20 minutes later, she texted me. She was like, oh, I watched the video in my email. I already got them set up. And I'm like, so I think the thing is that they have the information that shows them what to do, that sometimes, we can direct them to stuff that they already have that we kind of forget. So, but anyway, something you are doing, obviously very right, is getting your coaches started and getting them excited and getting them to believe in themselves and set big goals. So I just wanted to pick your brain about that. And I bet 3 years, 4 years from now, you're going to be sitting here and being like, I don't know, I kind of want to know how to onboard my coaches because I've tried this and this and this. Like that always is like the big question, like how do you get your coaches started right? But I'm so excited for you, and I know we've kept you a little bit past time. Does anybody have any last questions?
I have one thing just to add to Ashlee specifically. So Ashlee, the very first time you got to meet Doug last week from corporate, but the very first thing that he ever told me, we were in Nashville at Summit at a bar, and Haley were there like playing like shuffleboard or some sort of like game, and Haley drugged me over to him and she was like, Doug, this is like my friend Logan, and I was a 1-star at the time. And he told me, like, whatever you're doing right now, like the momentum with your team, whatever you're doing right now, like it's really good and it's working. So when you go home, I want you to sit down and just like spend some time to just write out all the things that you are doing right now that are working for your business. Because in like 6 months from now, a year from now, 3 years from now, you're going to want to sit down with that notebook and like look back at what you were doing. And I don't think I wrote it down or I lost the notebook. So Ashlee, please sit down with a notebook and write down like all the things that are working so well for you right now, because you're going to want to come revisit this in the future. We are going to want to come back and like circle around and revisit it. And, it's like the same thing that Haley did at this time last year to like gain so much momentum in the business. Like, what were the daily things that you were kind of doing to help like propel you forward? But you're crushing it, girl. We are so proud of you. I know that you inspire the whole entire team. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us tonight.
Of course. Thank you guys. It was exciting.
Okay, wait, before we let you go, we're going to pull a little national wake-up call. Since starting Beachbody and coaching, what is the main thing that has changed in your life?
Honestly, my happiness. I could make me cry. Oh. My confidence, my happiness, my belief in myself. Just I have something other than being a mom and a wife to look forward to, and that's okay. But it's just exciting. Like I'm constantly excited, and I think it's just a great feeling. And then just being surrounded by such an awesome community of people who are constantly lifting you up, who like, I'm excited to see everybody succeed. And it's not like a jealousy thing. It's like, no, you're a 5-star. I'm going to get there because I really feel like Like, I don't know. It's just not a jealousy thing. It's more of a empowering thing. And that's not really anything I've ever been surrounded by. So, I mean, there's so many things that have made me so happy since starting, but those are the main. Sorry for crying.
I love it. And yeah, I think you have us all in tears, all the feels. And we're so excited. And we're so to have your insight and have you on this team. OFE, thanks for showing up tonight. I really appreciate it. Thanks for taking notes, or I hope you were taking notes. If not, go back and watch the recording, because success leaves clues, you guys. Thanks for hanging out, taking the time away from your families, moving your businesses forward. Go invite all the people. We have an incredible opportunity to offer. Don't ever forget that. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much, Ashlee.
Of course.
Love you guys. Reach out to your coach to join a Team Cup team. Don't forget.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.